Hey guys, I'm RJ from Books Blues, and today I'm going to share with you my August TBR. The first book that I'm going to share with you is The Last Paper Crane by Carrie Drury. So this book is a historical fiction. So I believe this story is of a flashback that happened back in 1945 in Hiroshima, where the bomb was dropped, and he was a boy back then, and now he's a grandfather, and he was going through some, well, he's not going through, I think he was still, devastated with the loss that he had to go through back in 1945, where his best friend, I believe, was injured, and then he had to save his best friend's or his friend's sister, and then things happened, and then he lost the friend's sister, I believe. And then now that he's a grandfather, his granddaughter Mizuki, I think he's worried about him, and clearly he's still troubled with the loss and the pain that he went through back in 1945. His granddaughter Mizuki, I believe, is trying to help him overcome with the pain and trauma of what he has lost back then. So why this book is called The Last Paper Crane is, in Japan, the legend goes, if you have the patience to fold 1000 origami, you will get your heart's desire. So apparently the grandfather, Ichiro, has only one more origami left to fold. And then I think Mizuki would be trying her best to, help her grandfather out in ways that I'm not sure because I haven't read it. And the reason that I'm really interested in this book is because it's sort of like haiku kind of layout. I mean, there's stories obviously, and they have like illustrations, which I saw earlier on, with like a folded origami, and yeah, this is interesting. And I love reading about historical fiction where I can learn more about what happened in the past. Even if it's a fiction, there are still elements of what happened in the real world. So yeah, I'm looking forward to The Last Paper Crane by Carrie Drury. So next up in my TBR is The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa. It's another Japan setting. I think if those of you who know me, I'm really in love with Japan. I love learning about the Japanese culture. I love visiting the place. I feel like it's a second home for me there. And this was actually recommended by my husband. So the story of this is that last year, before we decided to visit Japan, in December, my husband decided to get this book, and he read it in the plane, and he finished it. And he is not really the emotional type, but he did tell me that he was a little teary-eyed after reading this book, so this is really high in my list right now. So basically this book is about a cat called Nana, and she or he, I'm not sure whether it's a girl, is it a female? I'm not sure. So the cat is on a road trip with his or her owner. Basically, I think we're just reading about her adventure, and to find out what's the purpose of her trip, of her road trip. So we'll get to find out what's the true purpose of Nana's road trip, and why is everyone so interested in Nana. And I have a feeling I might cry reading it, because I am quite a softie when it comes to animals, and I don't know whether it's going to be a happy ending or a sad one, but I'm really looking forward to The Traveling Cat Chronicles. So the next book in my TBR is called We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I think I'm pronouncing it right. So basically this book is a young adult fiction, and it has the element of LGBT. I've not read a lot of LGBT books. I do not have that diversity in my shelf, so I decided to, it has to change. So I want to learn more and educate myself, and I'm really glad, because I'm diversifying my bookshelves, because most of it are young adult fiction, either that or they're just like, chick lit and contemporary. So basically I think this is about emotions and relationship, about loss, I believe, from the short snippet that I read. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and a lot of my Bookstagrammer friends are really excited that I'm starting this month. And I've only heard good things about this book, so I'm really looking forward to it. We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. Next book is The Bucket List to Mend a Broken Heart by Annabelle. So anyways, this book is a contemporary romance chick lit genre, and it is I believe it's a romantic comedy, And I've been reading a lot of romance book these past few months, and I'm really loving it because I think I just need something to, you know, bring a smile to my face during this whole situation, you know. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this book. Basically, this book is about a girl who has been brokenhearted, I believe, has been left by the boyfriend, and then he left a box of her possessions, as well as, I think, the bucket list that she was not aware that he was planning to do. I think, I might be wrong. And so basically, she is trying to prove herself that she's trying to prove that, you know, they are compatible, to prove to him that, you know, this relationship is going to work. So she decided to carry out the 10 bucket list. I believe the bucket list has some outdoorsy things like climbing and stuff like that. And as she goes through the list, as she is doing the bucket list, I believe she found a new confidence. And then after that, we just need to find out what happens next. I'm looking forward to this book, really, guys. So next up in my list is The Birds, the Bees, and You and Me by Olivia Heinbow. Bow? I'm really bad at names. So this book I've been wanting to get. I think it came out last year in January, I think. Wanting to get this book because I feel like it's interesting. This is also a contemporary fiction with LGBT elements, I believe. So basically it's about Lacey Burke. She's a 17-year-old girl. She is a geek, I think, a music geek. She really likes to jam with her best friends. And so she is probably the last person to be sharing advice about sex, and also because she has never kissed anyone, so, you know, experience wise, no. And then one day after she found out about her school abstinence only, what was it, her school's abstinence only sex ed curriculum, she was not happy about it, I think, and she decided to take a stand. And then she decided to give out like wisdom and sex advice in her school girls restroom. And things happen, and then I think there's some complication or complicated kind of relationship with her best friend, and then I don't know what happened, so I'm gonna read this book. However, this book gets mixed reviews. A lot of, well, I wouldn't say negative, not a lot of people are recommending this book, which for me, I don't really care. I do read reviews, but at the end of the day, it's for me to decide whether I want to read it, because everyone has different perspectives and expectation of a book. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to this book besides the mixed reviews. The next book is Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. I've been looking forward to this book so much because I love retelling. First of all, I love retellings. I love Akota series, the Beauty and the Beast retelling, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and this one is really high up in my TBR list. I bought this last month and it's been recommended so aggressively, well, not really aggressively, it's been recommended by my Bookstagram friend Storybook, and go follow her. Her pictures are amazing, and she's like, it's like when you look at a video, it's like a fairy tale. Anyway, so nothing much to share with you about this because it's Mulan retelling, and I am a huge fan of Mulan. Mulan comes in really close first, well, it's second, because I really love Little Mermaid, and I'm actually interested to get the whole series. I think it's not really like a whole series, but it's different retellings by different authors, and it's called A Twisted Tale kind of series, I think. So I'm looking out for all the books, and I hope to get to read all the books by the end of this year. So anyways, Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. To continue on with a retelling, this is another retelling of Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, and it is an exclusive cover by Alcrate. So basically this is a retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo. I love that book, and so I think the whole story is about revenge, betrayals, dueling, romance and stuff like that. I've yet to really read through the synopsis, but yeah, that's what I got from just a snippet, and I'm looking forward to it because I have never really been disappointed with a lot of Alcrate books, and probably I can count like probably less than 5, I think. So I'm really looking forward to this, and yeah, Scavenge the Stars. And to continue with my series, the first book of the series is actually the Guinevere Deception by Kristen White. So I'm really excited to read this because this is also another retelling. It's a retelling of an Arthurian legend about Camelot and, you know, the knights and stuff. So I'm not really sure what this whole story is about, and I kind of like to just dive into a book without really knowing exactly what's gonna happen, or like, you know, what kind of things that I would be expecting. So this is one of the books that I think I'm not gonna read so much into the synopsis. And yeah, so this is also another Alcred exclusive book, and I just want to show you because I can. The artwork under the dust jacket is really cool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's I think that has magical elements, and I love reading about magical stuff. So yeah, the Guinevere Deception. So that sums up my August TBR, and really looking forward. I think I'm a little bit ambitious with the 8 books because I only managed to finish 7 books last month, but I am confident because those are not thick books, they're not big books, so I'm pretty sure, or I'm really confident that I can finish one book maybe within a day or 2. And also, if I have more time, I'll probably read the ebooks that authors send me to do a review, which I'm really falling behind. I'm really sorry, but yes, so that's about all. And share with me in the comments below what books you are reading in August. I really want to know. I really love getting to know books that I've not heard of, or, you know, reread books that are really good. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching. See you next time.